Let's do it, baby. What's up, everybody? Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Everybody, can you hear me? You need to be able to hear me. This is a very special moment, guys. We are live. We are going to be doing our first ever TikTok debate, guys. I'm extremely excited here. First ever TikTok debate, guys. Let's jump in. Let's jump right in. Let me just send everybody this. I'm kind of hyped. I'm hyped with this actual endeavor. We've worked extremely hard to get here. So I need to send this off to everyone. No, 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 no. Shut up, shut up, shut up. We don't have to actually join no one's channel. We're gonna create our own stream today. It's unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable what's gonna happen today. Unbelievable what's happening. Amazing. Okay, guys, I'm going live right now. I'm literally going live right now on TikTok. Let's see. Let me just shoot this out to everyone. Let's go. We are live here. Let me switch the actual stream. How do you flip the camera? There we are. We flip the camera like this. Let us go. Let's go. What's up? Welcome to the show, the gun show, really. I am gonna allow guests today. How do you allow guests? Allow guests? How do you allow guests in? All right, all right, all right. I think you guys can request. I think you can request up. Can you let me know if you can request up or not? Can you let me know if you can request up or not, guys? You should be able to request up. Who's debating today? Who's debating? Who am I debating today? What up, Rains? Little Rains. What up, everybody? Let's go. We're live here, baby. We're live. Let me fix this. Felipe, can you join? Can anybody join? Chase. Bro, I haven't worked out in a while. Don't wait. I'm just gonna do some push-ups. I need to actually work out. Chase, can you join? Can you actually join as a guest? Like, can you guys jump on in? Who wants to debate me? Sam, come debate me. Come debate me, Sam. What is happening right now? Who wants to debate? Can you guys join? Can you join? Can you join the live stream? Hello? Can anyone join the live stream? Invite Robin to join live. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Y'all can join. Join if you're ready to debate. Join if you're ready for a debate. My first ever TikTok stream. Where's Dean? Let me eat Dean. I want to eat him. My first ever TikTok stream. Who's actually able to debate? Which one of you is the smartest one? Show up. Which one of you is your smartest? Which one is your smartest? I want them. I want your most intelligent one. Give me the best one of your. Give me the best one of all of you. Give me your best. Give me your champion. Where's your champion? Where's your champ? Bring me your champion. Bring me your champion. I want to debate him. Who's your champion? Gary, bring me your champion. Gary, bring me your champion. I want to debate him. I want to see how many handstand push-ups you could do. Bring me your champion, guys. What is this? This is boring, actually. No challengers? No challengers at all. Boring. Not a single one can actually argue for... Man, I should have done something like creepy, like women deserve to be in the kitchen or something like that. If I did something like that, I would have 100 debaters. Because everyone debates for feminism. Yeah, I should have done like something like women deserve to be in the kitchen. Women ruined America by going to the workforce. I should have done something like that. No one wants to debate, huh? It's okay, I look intimidating. It's okay. I'm friendly. I'm friendly. Can you even join? Can anyone join? Anyways, liberals don't like to really debate. They just yell and shout. So I should expect that. Not really sure how we're actually going to approach this. Can you actually join? I don't know if people can join this channel, but I haven't gotten a single, like, request. I haven't gotten a single request. Not Famous is here. We know Not Famous doesn't debate. We know Not Famous is not here for debates, that's for sure. This is boring. Where's the debate? Where's your strongest? Where's your smartest? Where's your best? Bring me your best. Hello? Just talking to the wall. Talking to the wall. What up, Stinky? Join. Join, Stinky. Join the panel, Ayan. Join the panel. Pedro, let me talk to you for a second. Join the panel. So here's the deal. How can an actual subjective entity come and tell me, like a human being, for example, or a monkey, come and tell me, oh, look, I don't know why I lost my voice for a second. All right. Hey, look, guys. Okay, maybe I am a subjective entity. It sounds a little bit feminine. Hey, look, guys. Look at me. I'm so smart. I'm not ugly. If you listen to what I have to say, maybe then I'll show you the way, but I really don't know what I'm doing anyway. So pray to God we don't die. Or get swayed. I don't know. Anyways, so this subjective entity comes to me, tells me, listen to me, I don't really want to go and unfollow this objective entity. And yeah, we can disagree what objective entity we should follow. I agree on that. Let's actually fight that. That's a good fight to fight. Like which objective entity should we actually follow? Should we follow the Jesus? Should we follow the Yahweh? Should we follow Vishnu? Should we follow which one of them? Of course, there's only one. That's a good argument. That's a good debate to have. That's actually should be the fundamental debate. But no, you guys actually dumbed it down even further. Like, do you not think? Do you not think? Do you not actually conceive? Do you not actually formulate thoughts? You're a subjective entity. You're gonna tell me you know what is right for you forever? Bro, somebody had to tell you not to jump out the roof of your house. Your dad had, if you were on the edge, your dad had to fucking pull you with force. He had to like punch you in the face after that. He's like, why are you doing that? Don't jump out the roof. What the hell's wrong with me? You are gonna tell me you know what's right and wrong? And you don't need to follow an objective entity or something. So here's the argument. Is A, there's two premises and a conclusion. First, you're a subjective entity. So that means if you are a subjective entity, no, if you are human, then you're a subjective entity. So we first conclude that you're actually a subjective entity. The first premise is it's an implication argument. So if you are H, then you are S, subjective entity. If you're human, you're a subjective entity. The next one is an actual other implication argument, because we're going to link them to one another. So if you're a subjective entity, if you're S, then you're amoral. You don't know if you're being moral or not. What's up, Gail? Nice. Thank you so much for the likes. Appreciate you. Make sure you follow. We're geniuses at this. Let me show you something. We love to debate, but nobody's smart enough to debate us. I'm actually asking for the smartest of the atheists. So here's the thing. So if we say, yes, we are... what the hell we were talking about? We say that objective entity... so if you're a subjective entity, then you're amoral. When I say you're amoral, that means you don't know if you're being moral or not. It's not amoral as in the dictionary, where literally in the dictionary it says there's no ability to sense morality, like you're an animal. No, it's like you know morality, you can understand it, you know what is right and wrong, you just don't know what is right and wrong. You perceive something to be right and wrong, but you don't know if it's truly right and wrong. And we see that across the board with all nations. All nations have actions that they believe they are moral, where other nations disagree with them. And it goes across the board. So anyways, and for example, if you want a better example, Canada and America. Canada allows self-assisted removal of life by going state sanctioned. In America, it doesn't allow that. So what we understand here is if you're a subjective entity, then if you're human, then you're subjective. If you're a subjective entity, then you are amoral. You don't know what is true morality. You don't know what's true righteousness, and what is true goodness. You have a perception of it. You can do the best to your ability, but you don't really have true knowledge on that. Therefore, the conclusion is humans are amoral, because this is an implication argument. So if P, then Q, if Q, then R. So if P, then Q, then R. So that's the implication argument. So the argument would be that if you're a human being, then you are amoral. And I would add forever, because there's no solution to this dilemma. And this is an actual moral dilemma, and that's how moral dilemmas actually get created, is by creating an actual valid and sound argument that has no solution. Because you tell me, what is the actual solution? I've never had a single atheist give me an actual true solution for this. What they concede usually is they concede that no, humanity doesn't need to be moral, which is the worst of the worst concession, because the actual definition of morality is an evaluation tool, and it literally is related. It's only evaluating related to the success of the society. So basically, morality is a ruler but it only measures how successful, how good an action is relative to how much it gives the society success. That's the only way I can evaluate these things, because it's like just like a ruler. It's an evaluation tool. That's what morality is. It's because the actual definition of what is morality is linked to the actual action. So just like the ruler is linked to actually measuring the actual inches that they're described to. So the measuring evaluation tool, which is morality, necessarily is going to be ambiguous to the subjective entity. And that's where the issue lies. The subjective entity has no ability to create concise, 100% accurate moral conclusions. It needs to rely on an objective entity. And also, that implies that subjective entity cannot guide other subjective entity to goodness and righteousness. That's also an implication of my argument. Because if subjective entity itself cannot know what goodness is, it cannot actually help other subjective entity to know goodness. So what we see usually is we see this atheist concede actually to my argument and just say, oh, we don't need goodness, we don't need morality, we don't need life, we don't need this goodness, the sense of goodness. We can just arbitrarily, with no references really, besides I guess other precedents, I don't know, that's the only reference, yeah, other people do it. Besides that, that would be our only real notion. We would be able to create a sense of morality, sense of what to do based on our preferences, and of course that only leads you to chaos, because my preferences are always against your preferences. In a scarce society with scarcity and resources, that's a recipe for disaster. You have to be able to create some kind of actual hierarchy distribution system, something actually active. You can't just allow this chaotic system of whose preference. Okay, what if my preference is just to take everything from everybody? Is it actually moral? I'm happy. It gives me goodness. It hurts me nothing. It builds me a future and for my family care. I can actually make moral arguments according to secular societies why it's actually good for me to steal. You know? If the only thing that I necessarily is good is what I guess gives you happiness and reduces suffering. Well, it reduces my suffering to steal and it gives me a lot of happiness to have a lot of money. Am I thinking about you? I can't really sit there and think about you. That's not my job. Those are your feelings. I can't be in your emotion. I can't be sitting there thinking about what feelings you're feeling. I can only feel my feelings. And my feelings, I'm happy. I'm satisfied by stealing. Actually, cheating on the test allowed me to pass the test. I can justify that cheating is good. Reduced my suffering because I didn't lose and have to repeat my year. And I didn't have to study. Fuck yeah, best of both worlds. I just had to succeed in cheating. Why can't I actually make an argument like that? So this is what's happening is you guys are missing that the subjective entity, the secularist, is open to these bad farce contradictions. You know what I mean? That really ruin his reputation. Really, nobody can respect you if you have no answers to these questions. They're easy questions to have. Anyways, anyone is jumping in? Nobody's literally here. Guys, this is so bad. Abortion is moral by all standards. Jump on in the TikTok. Abortion is moral by all standards. What? How can you make a claim like that? How can you actually make a claim like that? That's crazy. Like I'm in disbelief that you could say something like that. Islam is lame. Come, jump on the TikTok. Jump on the TikTok. Lactose cow. Maybe she can jump in here. Jump in here, Lactose. Let me debate you. I want to debate somebody smart. I want to debate somebody intelligent. I want to debate the best of you guys. I want to debate the best of you. I want somebody with big eyes. All religions below my feet. Muhammad is... God bless you. God bless you, Muhammad. Man, Volk, come to the TikTok. Come join here. Let me have some fun with you, baby. Or join me on the Discord, man. Let me have some fun with you. Can you join the lounge? Join the lounge. Nobody wants to debate me on TikTok. They're scared. Join the lounge real quick. Voko, join the lounge. On the server. Voko. Voko, join the lounge. So yeah, basically morality is necessary. Morality is necessary for a successful society. And the ability to evaluate, just like, just like a good ruler, a good measuring, a good tape measurement, an accurate measuring tool, a precise measuring tool is necessary to build a building, just like that. Because evaluations are subjective, yes, but we can rely on objective, objective things that exist in objective nature. Look, I'm gonna disconnect this stream and I'm gonna join people's stream. This is boring. No one is joining my stream, guys. We'll go debate people. This is boring. No one is joining my stream.
Big deal. All it is writings, you know? Just like you said, it's like a ghost, basically. Writings of a man in his brain. We never wrote it down, we never know.
Come on in. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Yeah, Boogie Boy, I hope so.
Agree or had different views, but basic respect, it seems.
Valkyrie, harp of the day. Thank you, thank you. I love joining in and watching from the UK. Looking in from outside is amazing. Yeah, it does suck that it is actually happening here. Really shitty, but Legion, hold on.
Yeah. What up, dogs?
How's it going? How old are you and who'd you vote for?
I am Manar. My pronouns are he, him, King Manar, and I voted for the royalty Trump, the royal factor. Hey, can we do a push-up contest, me and you? We see whoever wins the push-up contest. You know what I mean? Sends the other guy a little bit of money. What do you think?
What the fuck? Did you come up here to ask me to do push-ups with you?
Yeah, man. I mean, come on. You look like a badass, man. Let's do some badass shit. Let's do some badass shit. Why not?
No, I know.
All right, man. Then let me just humiliate you live in front of everybody. I'll do that. You voted for Biden? You voted for Biden, beanie wearer? You failed Team Rocket assignee?
Joe Biden wasn't running in this election, and I did not vote for Joe Biden when he ran in the 2020 election.
Yeah, but you would have voted for him if he ran. You were gonna vote for him in the 2024 election. You were. You were just lucky he didn't run. Or like he literally pulled his run at the end after the debate. He literally ran the whole way, and you were supporting him the whole way, and then he just pulled it, and you just kept supporting the other candidate. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes or no? I supported Kamala Harris.
Hello, yeah. Listen. Did you support Biden? Yes or no? Hello. Were you gonna vote for Biden before July?
I would support Biden. Did you dislike what Biden did?
Yeah. So okay. So you support all of his actual. You support his legacy. You support him with the generalized pardon on his son in a royal fashion and almost unprecedented royal pardon for all crimes against the United States of America. You support that?
Royal pardon?
It is a royal pardon because it was his son, so he got a royal pardon for 10 years.
Okay, it's not a royal pardon, but yeah, I support.
You don't believe he abused the powers that's appointed to him?
Pardoned 1,500 violent people. Well, not all.
Did he pardon his son? Did he pardon his son for 10 years?
Insurrection.
Did he pardon his son for 10 years of crimes that were not even ever indicted?
Did Donald Trump pardon P3DOs who unalived police officers? Did
What?
Donald Trump have 34 felonies?
So
even right
these
now?
are people
Did
that were
Donald
indicted,
Trump-
charged.
did he
Let me finish,
essay a
please.
woman?
I will answer you. These are people that were indicted, charged, went to prisons, and were serving sentences. And what he did is he commuted some of them and then pardoned the rest. So these are people that actually had evidences against them laid out. There were cases against them. The pardon against against Hunter Biden, if you let me finish for 5 more seconds, was unprecedented in nature. Not a single ever president ever, which if you want to claim that every president had that power, not a single president in the universe ever, 47 presidents, ever created an unprecedented pardon like that. 10 years of general pardon to his son of any crimes against the United States of America. That's unprecedented. This is an absolute abuse of your own power in a royal fashion because you're giving it to your kids. Yes.
Do a pardon such as this?
Never been seen before. It's unprecedented. He changed the actual. He changed the precedent.
Do a pardon such as this? Do you know why?
What's your argument right now?
I'm asking you a question. Do you know why he may have had to do a pardon like he did it?
Because the only reason you accept a pardon, this is the actual legal theory of exception of pardons, is that you are actually guilty. That's the actual legal theory of anybody that accepts any pardons. Usually, if you were not guilty, you don't accept pardons, you take it to trial. Usually people that actually... Now, this is the actual legal theory behind exception of pardons. This has already been spoken about.
No, you can just accept pardons.
Yeah, but typically, if you feel like you're not guilty, you don't accept a pardon because you believe you can fight this. You only accept a pardon if you believe you were guilty. That's the actual legal theory behind pardons. Yes, my brother. What else? Why else would you accept a pardon? Go ahead.
Pardon and not be guilty.
Okay, why else would he accept a pardon? Is your argument they're going to weaponize the judicial system, which was already weaponized, by the way, and that was the actual argument that Biden did?
How was the judicial system weaponized?
Well, that was literally the argument Biden gave, that he needed to pardon some, that I guess Trump is going to weaponize the judicial system. You know what I mean?
Because Donald Trump
Because, for example, there was a plea deal that was supposed to be accepted, and then the judge didn't accept it because it was too lenient, I guess. He's never seen a plea deal like that. And so I guess that was his actual reference, that there's a weaponization of the justice system. But yeah, basically Biden himself in the pardon, go read the actual text of the pardon. At the first sentence, he actually claims, I'm being targeted in a political weaponizations of the justice system, and that's why I want to protect my son. That's literally, so he had to concede, literally in his own statement, he had to concede that the political justice...
I asked you how Joe Biden weaponized the Justice Department.
That's not what I said. That's not my argument. My argument was that the Justice Department was weaponized, and that was conceded to by Biden. That was my argument.
Weaponized against Donald Trump. Go ahead, tell me.
Well, sure. I can give you 100 reasons. Yeah, I can give you 100 reasons. By the way, I actually did the studies on this. I'm not like you, where I just go on Reddit and I read the title and then I accept whatever the title gives me. For example, the Colorado Supreme Court weaponized their authority, misinterpreted Article 14, Section 3, that actually they claim gave the Colorado Supreme Court the authority, the states the authority, which was only afforded to Congress, if you remember, to remove, let me finish please, to remove federally federal presidential candidates from federal ballots, which was actually in the end, this was actually non-unanimously passed in the Colorado Supreme Court. And then when it went to the U.S. Supreme Court, which was halted, it was halted by the U.S. Supreme Court. And wait, let me finish the weaponization. So you won't even let me finish the answer? So you see how you ask me a question, you won't even let me finish the answer?
You're not answering.
Okay, but you won't let me answer. You won't let me answer.
With the galaxy.
Answer.
Kelly with the galaxy. He starts talking about the fucking Colorado state legislature. Bro, what? What the fuck? Well, but no, you don't understand what Colorado. Kelly with the galaxy. Thank you so much again. Thank you. Sapphire Yoso with the 5 finger hearts. Let's see. See if this other person can get up here. Something sports. Hello? Sports?
Yo, what's good?
How's it going? How old are you? And who'd you vote for?
That's
I'm
crazy.
good. How you doing?
That's crazy.
I'm
Kick me
alright.
out.
How old are you? And who'd you vote for?
Hey, but real talk. Why did the dude sound like George St. Pierre, the greatest UFC welterweight fighter of all time?
I have no. But how
Oh,
old are
you
you
don't
and
know
who'd you vote
UFC?
Let's go.
for? No.
The whole year, they just put me in at that time. And, hey, as a player that I went
Typical.
from my rookie season playing third base, outfield,
Typical
first
liberal.
base,
You're not going to answer what I said, or no?
no matter where it was, I just wanted to be there.
So, I don't regret voting for Trump.
How
There is
old
no
are you?
doubt about that. I don't regret voting for Trump.
How? The question is, how old are you?
I am old enough to know.
No, you gotta be old enough to tell me how old you are for TikTok. That's how it works.
No, it's not. Go ahead.
Would it then be okay as a punishment
Man, he
to have
won't let me
somebody
in.
come assault my wife?
Well, it would be basically fair for you.
They're not the best.
That
Poor guy. Where's the viewers?
their wife got assaulted. It would be fair.
Start wild. Inclusion of women in clinical trials, and it closed the research gap.
Had some sort of predisposition to reject that or something like.
No, I mean, dude, if you had this, like, listen, dude, yeah, you had some, crazy circumstance where a group of people came in and murdered a bunch of people and forced you to fucking, yeah, this is the same thing with like height. Okay, height, there's a 0.8 to 0.9 genetic correlation with height, which is super fucked. So like, yeah, obviously that can play a role. If you're going to show an extreme example, that's fine. The point is when you try to like equalize or account for these confounding variables, I think just we typically tend to see more of the innate predisposition playing a role in my opinion, though. Because
yeah, I mean, like obviously, like if you're talking about like white people are gonna typically end up having blue eyes or some shit like that. Yeah, obviously.
Well, okay, it's not about. I mean, dude, you think physical traits are the only thing that are genetically influenced?
Well, okay. What other traits are you referencing here?
Every other trait ever via Turkheimer's first law. Like, come on, dude.
That's it.
Who's using the bathroom? Let people be people. Trans people are humans, just like us. Who cares about who's using the bathroom? Really?
Exactly.
Period.
And then why'd you vote for a man that's trying?
Yeah, but I voted for him because of two things: illegal immigration and economy.
Well, no one is.
Future wavy. I would either do.
Here we go. He's a man of his word. He went for 10 prismatic.
Around in my area are far and few between. I don't have many options to choose from.
Yeah. In the best way that I can explain it. Was a communist. No, he wasn't, dude. Mike Tyson, you don't literally believe that, do you?
They're triplets, but I mean.
Yeah. We all have that one family member we're all embarrassed to be around, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, mine is filled with them. There's a reason I don't protect anybody.
Oh.
Like, near half of my family, when they try to, like, say hello to me in public, I'm like, I don't know this bitch. Get me away.
Hi, Legion. How old are you? Hey, what's up? Yeah, how old are you? Yeah. Yeah, what's up, everybody? My name is Manar. I'm 32, and my pronouns are he, him, and King Manar, if you would like that.
No, I don't like that, no. No, I don't.
What do you want to talk about? Nice to meet everybody here. You guys seem like a very chill panel. Really like the discussion. I would love to get in on this. Super. What would you like to talk about?
Very chill with you, and I'm about to guarantee.
Yeah, honestly, I would jump in on everything on here, but I guess we can start with the second one. One by one. Let's go one by one then. Let's jump on everything. All right, hey Maggie, I can tell we're gonna have a good time tonight. Me
Yeah,
and
you
you.
and Meg are gonna get along. You guys are gonna be best friends. But me and you first gotta be best friends, okay? And we're
Oh, I didn't see you there. My bad, my bad. You're small. I didn't
yeah,
see
no,
you
it's
there. But
okay.
hey,
It's
abortion
fine.
all 9 months, huh? That's what you want to debate?
I never get noticed. You're just trying to, it's fine. Abortion all 9 months. All right. What's your issue with that?
No, maybe you're just the friend in the corner. That's why. But hey, listen.
Oh yeah, that's exactly
Or,
right.
or you're always in the
Your
bathroom or
partner.
something.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Hey, listen,
And what's
listen.
your problem? What? No. What's your problem with abortion? Let's just get.
Listen, let's get down to it. My problem is
Yes.
I believe it's absolutely abhorrent, immoral, and a
Why is it
very
immoral?
bad act to do that, let alone for all 9 months. So, first of all, this is an action that needs to be extremely restricted in the first place, let alone allowing it to happen all 9 months.
Okay. Can you explain why it's immoral? Just first.
It's
No, Meg,
immoral
you just
because
immediately
it
jump in. You're fine.
facilitates the removal of a human life.
Okay, go ahead, Megan. Go ahead.
That's not really the definition of abortion. That's not really how it works. But denying women access to healthcare is actually where the issue lays here.
That's not actually true at all. You're running away from the actual argument because the argument is all 9 months, and that has nothing to do with medical care. That has to do with other circumstances,
So
for
yes, it
example,
does.
financial in nature and
No,
others.
so yes, it does.
Wait, Maggie.
No, because the actual ABs are only 2% that are medical necessity.
Hey, wait, stop. TCG.
By the way, you can do all arguments you want. You're gonna have to make an.
Hey,
I just want you to make an argument for the general.
Hey.
It's fine.
Brett, please stay on mute until you are introduced. The rules are on the background. Stay on mute until you're introduced or you will be dropped. After this point, if you unmute one more time, Brett, you will be dropped. Okay. So, TCG, the issue is, the thing is that abortion all 9 months just means that we don't want legislation in our healthcare. We want it left up to the doctors and the patients, because the doctors already follow like the ethics board, the ethics commit, like, they already have their Hippocratic oath and everything that they have to follow. And that already isn't performing lethal abortions on a healthy fetus past the point of viability.
Yeah, again, the argument is not about healthcare because the only ABs that are happening that are medically necessary in nature are about 1 to 2%. 98% to 95 to 98% of all ABs are actually not emergency and not. Let me finish, please. Please let me finish. They're actually 95 to 98% of actual ABs are not. The word that I'm trying to use are not, I guess, necessary. They're not medically necessary. They have financial reasons. They have other reasons. They're not, and actually, about 15 to 20% of people don't even take a reason for why they do
Okay,
abuse.
yeah. So exactly. So yeah. So if you're looking off of studies, based off of studies, that's going to be inaccurate anyway. However, that is not accurate statistics in terms of the abortion statistics and when women and
Well, can you just play with me a little bit? Let's say I'll give it to you. Let's say 10% are all medically necessary. What about the 90%? Can you make an argument for the 90%, or are you just going to keep appealing to the 10%, to the medically necessary abortions? Because I might agree with you, for example. I might agree with you if it's something to save the woman's life, but that's not the argument here. The argument is that this woman financially believes that she's not going to be able to have a good life if she has the baby, and therefore she's allowed to take it out. That's the argument.
That's not why women get abortions. That is not.
Well, that's what we're arguing here.
So when it comes to the true way to tell why a woman actually got an abortion, the only true way to tell would be looking at like their actual medical files and their actual medical charts, and going based off of statistics pulled from the ICD-10 codes that they'd be coded under. And
we just agreed that they're not reliable.
Okay. So, let me fucking speak, please. The ICD-10 codes would make it more reliable to know why women are actually having the medical intervention. However, the ICD-10 codes do not take in for account of financial needs and things like that. However, reason why the CDC codes that use the ICD-10 for statistics are not 100% accurate is a lot of the time because in a lot of places that they pull medical statistics from with the CDC, they don't have to code the reason for the abortion. They just have to code the abortion. They just have to code the intervention. It's not mandatory for the doctor to put a reason for that, which would make them automatically fall under the elective category.
So again, you're going to appeal. Are you again appealing to medically necessary abortions?
Yes. So again, all that I am saying is that with the statistics that we have, it is hard to know what was medically necessary and what
Okay,
was
can
not
you agree
medically
with me?
necessary.
Okay, can you agree with me? There has been abortions in America from the 1,037,000 abortions that happened in America in 2023. At least a couple of them were not medically necessary in nature.
Yes.
Do you agree with me? Those are wrong and should not be done ever. Should not be allowed. They should be illegal.
No, so
Illegal.
they should be allowed.
Illegalize it.
Hey, shut up. So no, they shouldn't be illegal because they.
So why
women
are they
choose to
wrong
do
then if they
that.
shouldn't be illegal?
Shut up. Women choose to do that before 12 weeks. So that's even way before the point of viability. In that point,
Yeah, but for no reason.
healthcare is, oh my fucking God. In that point, healthcare is still being used as healthcare, the way that healthcare should be used, because healthcare is to better the outcome of the patient's life.
Nope.
Which would be
You're changing the
getting an abortion
definition.
in most.
So basically, if I give somebody money, that's healthcare. I mean, come on, because that's bettering their quality of life.
No, that's not. So if you gave them money to pay for their healthcare, it would be a form of healthcare.
Yeah, or if I give them a salary, that's gonna better their life. That's healthcare.
Shut up! Shut up! Because hey, shut up! Because that's what insurance companies do. And
I'm cooking.
People money. So I guess if you want to look at it like that, it could kind of be considered healthcare because insurance is healthcare. But anyway. Women get abortions to help their life, the better outcome of their life. There are women who get abortions within the first couple weeks of knowing that they're fucking pregnant because they know that if they continue, they will have a medical issue and they will need a medical intervention in the future. So they go and they get it then before it's an issue, while it's still not growing into hardly anything at all, while it's not sentient, while it's not viable, while it doesn't have consciousness, while it can't feel anything. Okay. If we take that away from women, it's going to increase the maternal mortality rate and the infant mortality rate.
Okay, so you do something that a lot of females I've noticed that specifically females do, and I think that's how you guys do. And let me just continue. Let me just let me give you the. Oh my God.
No, you can in a second. What species female am I?
No. So I believe So there's one thing that females do, and they try to control language and try to do semantical and definitional argumentation. So you want the whole debate to be about a definition. And so no, let me just finish. We already agreed, me and you, that there are some abortions that are not medically necessary. So why do you keep appealing to the?
Concede to the fact that you're not going to call women females anymore. They are women.
What the fuck? Is that your problem right now?
What? You are just trolling.
Women.
No, look, I don't care. I don't care what you want me to call them. All I'm saying is this is an act that only women do, that actually try to control language, make it a semantical, definitional debate, instead of an actual debate about the actual facts of the matter. You want to keep trying to appeal to medical necessary abortions. We already conceded to you that and you already conceded to me, not all abortions are medically necessary. So why do you keep making arguments for medically necessary abortions? You don't know if I agree with you on medically necessary abortions. But that's not what the problem here, because not all abortions are medically necessary. But then you change the definition. Oh my God! If I can just explain to the viewer.
Arguing that is because.
Holy moly! Can I speak?
Hey! A woman going and getting an abortion early on in the pregnancy because she knows that she will have complications later on doesn't fall underneath the medical necessity.
Yeah, but that's not what's happening. Yeah, but you're manipulating the fact, you're equivocating, you're creating this scenario that it might actually also be good to you. But that's not what all abortions are. That's not what's happening.
No, my point with this is that you don't know what's happening with abortions. You don't know.
Well, okay, if you just allow me.
Professionals
say that all abortions are medically necessary. That's just not.
Brayden,
No, that's not
shut
what
the
I'm
fuck
fucking
up. We already
saying,
told
Brad.
you.
Shut
I
up.
don't. Okay, look. Don't be mad at Brayton. He's right. You basically are arguing that
No, I
all
am mad
abortions
because I told
are
him
medically
not to. I told him to
necessary.
stay
That's
on
what you're
mute.
saying.
Shut up.
That's the only way I can
I told him
believe
to
you.
stay on mute. I'm mad at him. Hey, I'm mad at him because I told him to stay on fucking mute.
Okay,
Not because
please
of what he
bring him
said.
back.
I
Bring
told
him
him
back.
to.
Bring
Hey,
him
yeah,
back. It was
no,
my fault. I
not
excited him.
until I'm ready to. Not until I'm ready to introduce him. Shut the fuck up, TCG. The thing that I'm trying to tell you, with the things that I'm telling you, is that you have no idea what's going on behind closed doors with medical professionals and patients. Okay? That's what I'm trying to point out to you. That is the only point I'm trying to make.
Look,
Go
Gobble
ahead,
said
Trisha, I'm
he
fucking
owed
done.
y'all.
Okay, so we're gonna jump right into it. So you said 98 were not medically necessary. Actually, when you go into medical coding, once you make an appointment, so if a woman was to be induced or schedule a cesarean section, that would actually be then put down as a scheduled abortion because those are classified as abortions. And so when we get into that point, we then lose the numbers and how much they actually vary between what was actually medically necessary and what was just, as you guys would call it, done on a whim. So that's why it's actually really hard, especially taking from that statistic. I'm assuming you got it from either the 𝐂𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐓 Institute or the 𝐂𝐬𝐬𝐄𝐓. Is that correct?
Well, I'll take whatever numbers you want. You can give me your numbers. Actually, it was given to me by another liberal, but you can give me your numbers if you don't like my numbers. My numbers are showing me between 95 to 98. There is no physical necessity. There is no actual physical harm. There's no emergency situation. And only actually 1 and 1.5% are medically necessary, and another are 0.4 are physical complications or something like that. So I'll give it to you. I'll give you even 5%, 5%, whatever number you want to give me. What number are you disagreeing me with?
Possibly be wrong.
What number do you disagree with? Is it more than 5%?
TCG, baby boy. I am saying that the numbers.
See, here's the problem: is he doesn't have any numbers, but he wants to disagree with my numbers. This is the problem.
I'm not disagreeing with your numbers. I'm asking you where you got your numbers because I'm telling you that they might be wrong. It is how we do.
Okay, I'm agreeing with you. My numbers.
Every woman, every time, there's a reason that some are not put down for any reason. That cannot be equated out to the fact that it could be a product of grape. It could be a product of incest. Things like that. Unless we are actually making women.
Okay, and I'm conceding to you. I am also not sure about my numbers. So if you have conflating numbers, please present them so we can look at your sources so we can actually come up to the right number. I'm conceding to you on that.
I would just like.
But I'm the only one that presented numbers. Let me remind you that.
Wait a second. I'm adding. Wait, I would also just like to add, Trishy, too, that it also depends on what the state or clinic or doctor and profession and level of who they are and stuff like that is mandated to code, because some places don't have to code anything, even if it's told that they're doing it because a woman just had a stroke and she's unaliving. They still don't even have to put a fucking reason in some places. So that's also a thing.
Yeah, so that's why I was asking you, where did you get your numbers? Because the 98 is more with what I've seen from 𝐂𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐓 Institute and 𝐂𝐬𝐬𝐄𝐓. I'm just asking to clarify because even then it says on their own numbers that it was for either no reason given. So
well, no. I looked at the 𝐂𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐓. It was a 7 to 8 state study, and they were looking at 7 states. They named them by one. Florida, I think, was one. Las Vegas was another one. And they did the research, I think, for about a year in 2020. And they came up with these numbers. This is a 7 state. Now, extrapolating it to the 50 state, you're right. You might actually create a statistical error with that, which is actually a fallacious error, study error, because the sample is a sample size error. It's a fallacy. So you're right there. But that's not where, all I'm saying to you is, well, you have to agree with me, at least in that state, 98% of abortions. So even if we actually do concede that there might be statistical errors, we're not conflating. We're not expanding into the rest of the universe. We're just using these 10 states, and it's mapping onto reality. So if you have conflatory numbers, if look, let me just finish. If you have conflatory numbers that show maybe medical necessary abortions or emergency abortions were what, more than 50%? Is that the argument here? Like, I need to know, because why are you guys scared? Why are you guys scared of making an argument for financial necessity abortions?
I'm pointing
Why
out
are
that
you?
there
No, no.
could
This
be
is the
statistical
question here.
error.
Is because the viewers want to know.
ECG, baby boy, take a breath. You're going at 100 miles a minute, and I get it. You're very excited about this, but I'm just saying that there could be statistical errors. So that's why we look at every source. I'm not saying that there is a 100% correct like statistic, because we don't mandate women to actually report on why they are getting an abortion. So there's no way that we can 100% say with 0% doubt that it was 100% for women just wanting to do it for financial reasons or whatever it may be. Because until we start mandating it, I don't feel confident in using that hard number to classify everybody.
Yikes! So we've been debating for about 5 to 10 minutes about this 5% number. Whatever number you want to use, I'm okay with. The whole argument is.
Dumbass. Oh my god. I have never said a fucking number yet, besides a 98%, to see whether or not you were doing a certain study. That is it. You don't even know what study it was. But I'm assuming it's from either 𝐂𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐓 or 𝐿𝐿, to which they don't even have access to all of everyone's
This is ridiculous.
medical.
Also, we're making sure you're not interpreting. The other thing too is the reason why we're asking you where you got it from is because you weren't the one who read it. The person who told you said information could be interpreting it wrong. And considering those statistics that you just gave me, those numbers that you just gave me, that person did interpret them wrong, because it says a reason not given, elective or unspecified reason. So they're in the same thing, which means we have no idea why that person got that AB. And some of those numbers could be, some of that 98% could be all elective, or only a smidgen of it could be elective. But because of the way that the information is shown, it's to be inflammatory, and you have to look at it and actually know what you're looking at. Okay, so you need to just take a deep breath. I know it's really, really hard because you really, really are excited about this topic, but the statistics that you're using,
Should we eat something?
I'm concerned for you, because you have no idea where they came from, and you have no way of knowing if that person that told them to you interpreted them properly. And from what I understand,
I don't know if I pulled that out.
And it's not about this or that or me telling you a different number. It's about
I'll be right there. Give me like 20 minutes.
And understanding that what you're seeing isn't what you believe it to be. Okay?
Or what you're hearing.
Or what you're hearing. Sorry, what you're hearing. Because you didn't actually read this study, per what you've just said on multiple times. So that's why we're having this conversation, because you stated a bunch of things that were incorrect or not actually explaining them appropriately.
Okay, sweet. Thank you. Appreciate you for noticing. I guess my question stands again. Can you present your own evidence?
In the comments, he did not look at the statistics. He listened to someone who told them the statistics, and he did zero research on them. So yes, he could have, the person who told him could have interpreted it wrong or stated them improperly. He has no idea
You created that in your head. How do you know I didn't do my own research?
I'm not making up any excuses.
This is King Manar. How do you know I didn't do my own research?
I can also tell you that I am an RN and that I have literally graduated May 2023. So I have a little bit of experience in this. I know, crazy, that somebody who is in the healthcare field can talk about it.
Wait, let me ask you this. Did you do Calculus 3? Did you ever graduate Calculus 3?
What does calculus have to do with fucking?
Well, I graduated Calculus 3, so technically I'm smarter than her because I actually did a better class, a higher class level.
TCG, guess what?
Oh, fuck.
I'm an actual engineer. Like, I mean, if you want to debate, if you want to argue, like those.
Listen, TCG. Stop talking for 2 seconds, please. Shut the fuck up for 2 seconds. I studied the ICD-10 and then done medical statistics and coding, 3 different medical statistics and coding courses. So I'm pretty sure I'm more qualified to talk about the statistics.
I
and
work
coding
on
and medical than you
737 Max
fucking are.
planes.
We don't
Okay,
give a
and
shit
what-
that
what's-
you play
what's
with
the code?
airplanes as an adult,
What's the-
bud.
What does the 5 period PA period code mean?
5 period PA period. What? What are you talking about? Computer science?
What does that code? What's that code?
What is that? Computer science? Or are you talking
What
about
is
the
it?
5S? What are you talking about?
This is like watching your
No,
mom.
I'm talking about the medical intervention code. That's for some
Yikes.
abortions. The 5A, the 5CA
Yikes.
code. There's
Okay,
also
good.
other intervention codes that
Good.
are.
All I'm saying is
5 period
anyone
PA
can
and
learn
5
that.
period
That's not
CA.
something to be proud
There's
of.
also 0 Z codes or like OZ codes, and OZ codes also pertain to abortions as well.
Oh, so you and you know what 5S is? Do you know what the qualifications are? What are the specifications for fastener number 7? Do you know that?
Have to do with abortions. So
yeah.
Well, no, because you want to hear argue and debate knowledge and
Yeah,
wisdom.
no,
I mean,
okay, so anyways,
you want to debate knowledge and wisdom.
you is that you might be reading statistics
Do
wrong.
you even know what a fastener?
Like you,
Do you even know what a fastener is?
Have a, what,
Do you even know what a fastener is?
Calculus 3? Was that it?
Yeah, because that literally is what engineers do. We graduate from calculus.
I could have been an engineer if I wanted to. I just didn't because
Well, all I'm saying is don't.
And become fat.
Okay, but that's not my
Yeah,
argument.
So I don't give a shit that you have an engineering degree. That literally means jack.
Exactly. That's the that's
quote like.
That's literally the argument. That's literally the argument. Yep.
Your own research, and so TCG, why don't you actually do your own research, and why don't we get down to the tax bracket of this, and let's talk about why it hurts your feelings that someone else is doing something with their body.
Oh, I'm allowed to speak without getting muted? Okay, thank you.
I do what I want, bitch.
Okay, thank you. So I just believe that in America, the conflation between gender identity and sexual orientation extremely dangerous. Already the Supreme Court in 2020 with Title IX showed us. If I can just finish a sentence. God damn it.
Land the plane. Abortion. Bud.
Yeah, I'm just not allowed to ever finish a
did gender have
sentence.
to
This
do
is unbelievable.
What did gender have to do with it?
Okay, just that you just if I am allowed to just finish the sentence without you guys interrupting,
We're talking
please.
about abortion. We're talking
So
about
I believe no. Okay. But okay, yeah, I'll talk to you about abortion. But my idea is the whole ideology. My whole argument is the whole ideology. But can I finish actually any sentences without you guys arguing and debating on top of me?
No, because you won't let us finish any sentences, and you're going off topic with something that doesn't even conflate to abortion. So come back to abortion.
Okay. I'm gonna come back to abortion, but my whole argument was we see that with Title IX in 2020, the Supreme Court misinterpreting
No one
things
cares.
and making conflations between gender identity and sexual orientation will create.
No one cares.
Holy moly! What
Why
would
are you talking about gender here? We're talking about female anatomy and what goes on within that, i.e., pregnancy.
Go to bed.
Holy moly! Okay. So why am I getting muted if I'm allowed to answer?
Because you were going off topic and you started speaking about gender and sexual
Okay.
orientation, which has nothing
Alright,
to
I
do
guess you guys won't even allow me to finish. Okay, so I guess you won't allow me to do any points and
I didn't
add them to it. Okay, so here's the thing. The abortion, the reason I don't like abortion is because you keep trying to make an argument for it to do with medical necessity. It's an intervention. It's something that's necessary. That's the whole argument is here, is that it's necessary to allow women to make abortion. And that's my problem. My problem is with the word necessary. I don't believe it's necessary for all women to do abortions. I don't believe that all abortions are necessary. Can I finish anything, please? And then you guys can argue against it. Just write it down. Write down anything you don't like that I say, and then argue against it after I'm done. Just let me finish, and then you can just write down.
Say that all of them were necessary.
Well, that's no. That's literally what the prompt says. Abortion all 9 months, and I asked Maggie if these bad abortions that she doesn't like should be illegalized. She said no, they shouldn't be illegalized. That means she believes that they're necessary.
It shouldn't be illegal. No, it should not be illegal. No.
Baby
See,
boy,
that means
that is
she
her taking
empathizes
it.
with those
I couldn't
abortions.
care less about what
Anyways,
a
so
woman
for
does with
if
her
I can
body.
continue, please, if you would allow me to just continue, and then you can respond to, and I'll respond to any questions you guys have. So because I don't believe that any of these abortions are actually deemable to be necessary, and you haven't actually passed the litmus test for necessity onto all of and any of them really, because only 1% of all abortions are claimed to be correctly medically necessary, and we see that in Texas, and it doesn't really increase the death rates because, for example, the UAE has extremely harsh abortion laws, but we see a stronger death rate. Please, let me speak.
Okay, wait.
In the
I'm stopping you
UAE,
right now because
in the UAE, we see a better mortality death rate, a maternal death rate than in California.
You can't say that.
Listen,
you
you
that
cannot
word.
say the DEATH word. You have to say
Okay.
unalive.
In
Okay?
UAE, we
And
see
you're
better
wrong.
maternal.
The maternal mortality rate has increased.
In the UAE, we see that their maternal mortality rates, even though they have harsher laws on ABs, are actually better than in California, for example, which have some of the most lax. And do that search right now. Do the 2023. Do the comparison between California and UAE. I think UAE was 9 per 100,000. California was at 12 or 13 per
I just
100,000.
looked it up. Those rates. Hey, Texas rose from
56. Who cares about Texas? Nobody mentioned Texas.
56%. You did.
I claimed California and the UAE. That was the whole example here,
You
guys.
said
So I don't know what you're
Texas
talking
as
about.
well. It's okay. I know you have.
I never mentioned Texas.
But it's okay.
I never mentioned Texas. Texas has Texas is a weird state. I think they don't have good healthcare there or something. There's something weird about Texas. It's not about their actual abortion. It's like their healthcare is really bad there. Anyways, so in the UAE, which has extremely harsh AB, so it's not a necessity argument. It's not argument these women need it because the mortality rates are not that exasperated in countries that don't allow for these lax AB laws. So this argument is minute. It doesn't make sense. I don't like it. So that's my whole problem with it is I don't believe all these abortions are necessary. And I want to argue with somebody about that. Nobody allows me to argue about that.
Wait. UAE maternal mortality rates has actually gone up by like 12.5% from from like 2017 to now. So
what does that have to do with anything? Their mortality death rates in 2023 was better than California. So what is your argument?
Unalivement. Listen, a TCG mortality means unalivement. Stop saying DEATH mortality. That makes no sense. First off, and second, you are not allowed to say that word.
Okay. The mortality rates are in 2023 in the UAE were like 9 and per 1,000 or per 100,000. And in California, they were at 12 to 14, I believe, per 100,000. So even though California has extremely lax AB laws, they actually saw more maternal mortality rates than UAE did.
What is?
So basically this healthcare argument in the end is a healthcare argument. It's not about an AB. It's not about ABs at all. This is an argument against healthcare.
You said we could look it up, and I did, and it's wrong. California and the maternal mortality rate is significantly lower than the UAE.
Oof.
Okay, are you gonna actually give us the numbers, or are you just gonna make the claim?
Hold on. Not that. Not only.
Are you gonna give us numbers?
The size of the UAE is.
Are you gonna give us numbers?
20.7% the size of California.
Yeah, but
so
this
not
is
only
per
are
capita.
we calculating on such a higher basis. So I mean, maybe if we like try to simple it down, like to where they actually have like an equal amount, but. But
okay, I get it. But
if I have 1,000,
I get it. But she made a claim. She made a claim that I was lying. So she needs to substantiate the claim.
TCG.
Properly. Mother can't even read right.
It literally says 5.5 DEATHs per 100,000 births in California. But then the other one literally is 9.7. So yeah, you're so right, actually. 5 is higher than 9. Wow, I'm wrong. Sorry.
No, okay, you must be looking at something wrong. So you're saying in
go back to
California that
kindergarten.
the
No, I'm gonna have to go back
mortality
to
rate
kindergarten.
in California in
I'm gonna have to
2023
go
was
back to
5
kindergarten
per
and tell my teacher
100,000?
that they didn't teach me how to count right
Okay, okay, okay.
clearly
Just
5 comes after 9. I just
I
learned
know
this
you're getting
thanks to
offended. I know
TCG.
you're getting offended, but this is something normal that people do, which is attack
No,
people's
okay, so TCG,
evidences, and
so your
we've
whole
done it to
thing is
me.
you
You've
don't
attacked
like
my
it. Is
evidences, so you
that
should allow me
why?
to do that. I know you're getting emotional, but you need to allow me
No,
to attack your evidences. And I
what
want to
you're getting at
know:
is
are you
you
claiming
don't
that
like it?
California had 5 per 100,000 death rate in 2023? Is that a claim?
Yeah, no, and I knew you were gonna fucking say that word after we told you so many times. Let's see that engineering degree and work and fucking learn something here, bud. You can't say that word. How many times have they told you? Like, come on, you're out
if
here
you
cracking
guys,
rocks at this point.
I mean, that's what engineers are.
Can I ask him a basic question?
Yes.
If
Go
he
ahead.
will unmute. If he will unmute. Or does he not know how to do that?
He knew it like
Well,
a
he was
while
doing it
ago.
himself, so
actually, the national average of America is 18.6 mortalities per 100,000. That's much lower than the national average of the UAE. So.
Once again, which is many times bigger than the UAE.
Yeah,
so
but
computing on
yeah, but the whole
scale and not even
if
the
you
same
understand my
amount of
point,
people.
my point is
So
that
unless we
my
actually
point
take
is
a
my point
portion
is
of,
harsh.
like, California.
Yeah, but the whole point
But
is
see,
that the
LA
whole point is
also
harsh abortion
outpopulates
laws.
the UAE.
Yeah, but the whole point
We're
is
still
that
not
yeah,
doing
but
the
you don't know.
correct
You're missing the point. You're missing the point. You're missing the point. The point is that harsh AB laws do
No, I'm
not
teaching you
necessarily
stats and statistics
affect
at this point, apparently.
the death rate negatively. That's the
You
point.
think an engineer with calculus 3 would know stats
unalignment.
and
You are not
statistics.
allowed to say that.
So, like, what is your main thing here? Like, I'm really just trying to get to the tax bracket of this, and
Tax
I just want to
bracket of
know: is
who?
it
Who the fuck
because
are you?
don't
Why are you
like it?
psychoanalyzing me? Why don't you actually deal with the facts? Why you guys? Why
No,
the fuck do
I'm
you guys
asking
keep
you: is it because
psychoanalyzing?
you don't like it?
It's such female behavior. It's such female behavior.
Because you
It's
don't
such
like
single.
it?
It's
Because I will
such.
let you
It's
know
such
now,
single
I don't
mother.
care
It's such single mother
what
behavior.
reason
It's such single mother
women
behavior
get
to psychoanalyze
abortions.
others.
I'm not
Only single
psychoanalyzing.
mothers
This is what is
psychoanalyze.
psychoanalyzing.
Only single mothers
You're throwing out
psychoanalyze.
big words just because you're getting backed into a corner.
Why are you
I'm
trying to
just trying to ask you,
psychoanalyze?
what is your main point?
I'm not allowed to speak it because every time I speak, you guys talk over me and interrupt me. That's the point. The point is that AB is not abortion, is not healthcare. It's not necessary. It should be restricted. Oh, you see how you're talking over me? You see, I'm not even allowed to make my point. You see how you're uneducated, and this is why you don't know what my point is, because you keep talking over me. You're so uneducated.
One. You think no?
Yeah,
You exposed why you don't know my point is, because you keep talking.
Of how to read a statistic properly.
You
one
keep
that
talking
didn't
over
even
me.
read
That's why you don't know my point.
yourself. So answer the question: what is your actual contention?
I'm not going to be able to answer it. I can't answer it because I keep constantly getting muted. You're interrupting me. Look, I'm going to go ahead and start speaking and answering and watch how you're going to interrupt me like the little low IQ person you are. So here's the actual answer. So here's the actual answer. If you allow me to just don't actually prove me right, okay? So here's the answer. The answer is I believe that ABs are not necessary. I believe the argument is that most ABs are actually financial need, or the need for they believe that they're not ready for it, or it's not the right time. Why are you muting me? You just proved my point. This is why you guys don't know what my point is, because you keep talking over me and interrupting me and muting me.
I didn't.
Okay, so a recap of your point was they're not out of necessity, and people say it's out of necessity.
I haven't even done a point. I haven't been able to give you my
For
point.
whatever reason a woman wants to
Well, that's
eat
not
a
my
fetus,
point.
she can eat a fetus all she wants. She can do it 5 times a week. I don't care.
Yeah, I know you don't care. Nobody asks you if you care. That's not the argument. Nobody knows. Nobody cares if you care. Hey, I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know, but nobody, not a single soul in here gives a fuck about your opinion.
What are you
I don't know if you know that.
I didn't make
I don't know if you know that. Not a single soul in here gives a fuck about what you think. Not a single soul
I don't
cares.
care if they're all necessary.
But no, that's the hell. But that's what you thought. But you see how you. But well, why are you strawmanning my argument? Why are you strawmanning the debate?
I'm not strawmanning. I'm stating.
You really believe anybody here gives? You really think anyone here cares about what you have to fucking say? You really believe anybody cares about what you think? You really believe so?
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
I love how this boy thinks that like Maggie.
No, you really believe somebody gives a fuck about what your thoughts are?
No, I don't really care. You can cry.
Nobody cares what you care about. Not a single soul cares. Not a single soul cares about what you care. Nobody cares about what you care about.
In regards
woman.
Because they should go back to
day. The other day out of the Diamond Edition, I was pretty hyped. We pulled a PSA 1 Prime Mew. That's a Pop 6. Dude, it was so dope. All right, let's see if we can pull a banger out of here, baby. Gold Mew PSA 10. Let's go. We got a rare pull.
Resonate or necessarily believe in biblical sense. Also, like making the claim that I don't know that much about the Bible because I don't. I think that the term God, as I described it, has lost that sort of meaning in the world we live in because of organized religion and because of interpretation of like what people would refer to as God's word. Because I think the Christian God and a lot of other gods in organized religions is like a personification of existence. It's like a personification of the collective universe that exists as one system, as one identifiable.
Yeah, but that's not an
thing.
argument against
God
religion.
is like the personification of it. It's as if we were to take it as
that's an argument against people.
A vast and presumably infinite entity and almost diminish it into something more more comparable to like a human being and how we are individuals with individual experience, like indoctrinated. And I don't think it speaks to what God truly means. So I know that's not necessarily an argument that God exists, but it's sort of an argument that the God I'm defining does exist, and that the God that kind of exists as a normalcy.
Yeah, but that's a really bad argument. That's not an argument against religion. That's an argument against people that manipulate religion.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And when I joined this live,
Yeah, but this is a very bad debate tactic.
What?
You don't know how to debate then, if that's what you're arguing.
Right, because I didn't necessarily join to debate. I just want to have conversations with other people.
All right, well, allow me. Give me the floor for a second. King Manar is here, guys. My age is 32.
Give your argument, Manar.
Yeah, King Manar is here. Hey, what's up, Burrich? Where do you know me from?
God told me.
All right. God is going to be as clear as day to you. You're going to change your religion today. I'm gonna make you a Muslim. So here's the deal, my brother.
Wasn't Jason here first?
Here's the listen, big belly. Sit down for a second, man. Go eat a donut or something. Listen for a second. God damn, man. Big belly face.
Is your mom's name Donut?
Big belly face. Go eat a donut or something. Go eat a donut. Hey, I know you're getting excited because you saw some food in the back. Hey, that's a coffee. That's not food. I know you're getting excited.
Jason, are you above 18?
I'm 18 to be exact.
All right, peace out, buddy.
Happy
birthday. All right, Manar, go ahead.
King Manar, please. That's my pronoun. Manar, King Manar, he, him, king. Listen, so King Manar here is here to debate you and actually humiliate you, wipe the floor with you, and change your religion completely. You're not going to be the same as you are. Hopefully this guy's still eating his donut. He won't interrupt for a second. But Bella, I don't know why you're so weak, but I'm going to actually teach you how to debate here right now. So here's the thing, God doesn't exist. That's what you want to say about Ruch. God doesn't exist. Are you serious about this? God doesn't exist. The argument is, if God doesn't exist, then all humans are going to be immoral for the rest of humanity because there is no arbiter for any morality, and therefore all actions are going to be available to all of us. So here's the argument. It's that humans are subjective entities. And because they're subjective entities, they don't have ability to know all morality. They don't know what is moral and what is not. You have to be told to not jump out the roof. So the conclusion is that humans are going to be immoral forever because they're subjective, and subjective entity fails at guiding other subjective entity to morality. We see that with other secular countries and societies. Two nations sit next to each other, they're actual allies of one another, but they don't agree on the same legal systems, which, if we believe legal systems have to be the closest thing to the moral framework of any secular society, because that's the only thing they actually have to reference back onto. They say this is illegal. Besides that, they literally have no ability to reference on anything that why it's bad. So if we believe that legal systems are the moral systems of secular societies, we see that secular societies disagree on legal systems and legal frameworks. So that means even secular societies do not agree on what is the actual moral actions to actually do. So it's impossible for them to guide each other. Subjective entity cannot guide subjective entity to morality. So here's the moral dilemma. Is that humans are, because they are subjective in nature, necessarily, subjective here is limited in knowledge. That's the definition of subjective. Because they're subjective in nature, forcefully.
Not the definition of subjective.
Yeah, today that's what we're going to use. That's why they're subjective in my definition. That's why they're subjective. It's because they're limited.
Theistic argument. Yeah.
Okay, so because they are limited in knowledge, and other limited knowledge entities cannot guide you to perfect knowledge. Therefore, humans are, and this is the secular argument, and I challenge anyone here in this room. If you're man enough, I will not accept this challenge because she's my baby. But listen, everyone else, can you actually accept this challenge? Can one of you actually say what actually answers this dilemma? What, as you secularist, what answers this dilemma? The religious people answered this. The moral objectivists answered this. They said, hey, listen, you're right. Secularists cannot guide other secularists. Subjective entity cannot guide subjective entity to true morality. Therefore, we're going to remove our hands and we're going to go and follow the guide of an objective entity. And as long as we follow the guides he gave us in his scripture, then we are right. If we don't follow it, we are immoral. That's what they do. Now you give me an answer. How do you, as a subjective entity without objective entity, reach morality? Answer this. And what my prediction is, not a single one in this room will be able to answer this, humiliatingly, of course. And it's going to prove. And what you guys are going to do, actually, first, you're going to concede to it, and you're going to say, well, why do we even need morality? And that's going to prove that you, as a secularist, cannot reach true morality ever, which actually proves my argument. Thank you so much. This is a moral dilemma. You have to answer for it. The religious people did. Can you give me an answer?
Well, is it moral to like the live?
Is it moral to do what?
Gotta like the live.
Well, it doesn't matter what I tell you is immoral or not, because it doesn't matter. Like,
I know you told me not to respond, probably because I'm a woman, but something I do have to say to that. You just said to follow the one objective, like whatever you called it, the one objective you're talking about.
That's a different debate. You see how low IQ you are? That's a different debate. After I convince them that they need objective entity to guide them to morality, then we argue which objective entity to actually believe in.
Still waiting.
This is another phase of the Bella. Why do you jump from? Are you on a trampoline? Why do you keep jumping in the debate?
Because you said something and I'm responding to something.
I'm a genius. I already knew what your question is before you asked me, Bella. Listen, you low IQ girl. You sit down.
Why'd you have to ask? I'm trying to assert something. You are incapable of like listening to another person speak without going on a tangent for 5 minutes.
So yeah, it's pretty simple. Evolution provides morals. There you go.
Your association with your association of God with morality is subjective. Your perception.
I knew you guys were low IQ. I didn't know you guys were this low IQ. Like, wait, Betty, are you done with your donut? Do you have anything to say?
Are you capable of having
I'm sure that you think that talking smack actually proves a point, but
bro, I'm humiliating you guys. You have no answer to my moral dilemma. Why are you even opening up these panels for humiliation? You guys like being humiliated?
Humiliated by somebody who serves a pedophile prophet.
Okay, so you said
we actually know better. We are more moral than the God you follow.
Yeah, you're conceding. By the way, you're conceding the actual debate.
Oh, I'm not conceding. I'm actually.
You're proving. Hey, Scooter, he just proved he's low IQ.
Moral objectivity when you actually follow somebody who thinks that it's moral.
But that has nothing to do with the debate. That's a different debate, though. That's a different debate. Right now, we're actually arguing: does God exist? We're not arguing: is Muhammad, peace be upon him, a moral person? We're arguing: does God exist? Why are you changing the debate? It's because you're scared. You can't answer. Hey, host! Can you mute him? Tell him to, can you throw him a donut or something, host?
I am trying to answer you. You're being a child.
You are.
No, you're not. You're obfuscating, ruining the conversation, running away, and actually,
because I know
and almost getting this TikTok banned. So be careful.
So here's the score. You don't actually know what the term subjective means. To be subjective
Low IQ
is
debater.
to be something that is.
Bella, why are you laughing? You sound like a hoe.
Means it is not stance.
You really sound like a hoe. Shut up.
By definition, means it is stance independent. Subjective is stance dependent. So
Nothing is funny. He's eating a fucking donut. What's funny about it?
if you take the stance of a being, even if it's a deity,
He's actually disagreeing with my argument that there's humans are subjective entity. Look how low IQ this guy is.
actually don't know. So, well, yeah.
So humans are objective entities? Is that your argument? Are humans objective or subjective entities?
Understand.
Are humans subjective or objective entities?
TC, man, relax, TC.
Okay, I just need to know because he's been talking for a minute, and I just need to cut this short. Like, are humans subjective or objective?
He's been talking for like 2 minutes, and you were on a rampage for like 10. You can let him speak. It's not that deep.
I know, but he's obfuscating that he's ruining the comment. This is not an actual argument. Like,
He knows that his position is easily defeated. So that's why he keeps having to talk over us, because he's a coward. So the simple truth is you don't understand the difference between objective and subjective, okay? And that's already, just knowing basic definitions shows that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. And the fact that you think anybody else should be humiliated, well, that
can you keep talking? I'm gonna do handstand push-ups on your ass. Keep talking.
Can someone kick him? Who the fuck is this guy?
TC, your mom just called, by the way.
I don't think he's serious.
Your dad is asking if I could come over and clean them so they could have a kid they could finally be proud of.
Here's an argument. Here's an argument
Guys, he's
for
on
morality.
medication. He's on medication.
Here's an argument for morality.
It's really pushing.
Bro, men like
Here's
this
an argument
exist
for
and then be like, why don't
God
women
damn.
want me? All women are whores.
Oh my God.
Bro, the words low
Morality is,
IQ should not even be in his
Well,
room.
meanwhile, while he's doing
Survival
that, I guess I could ask a question.
I haven't even started yet.
I'm a hypothetical theist, and so I'm interested. We always start this statement here. It cancels our first tenet. There's a flat out positive statement here that God doesn't exist. Okay, so the first tenet of hypothetical theism is that since there is no evidence that there is no God, there remains a likelihood that God may exist. And so, as a hypothetical theist, I'm interested in the remaining likelihood. I want to explore it, investigate it, interview people who hold
That's cool.
to that likelihood.
But you have evidence for God, though.
Well, no, actually, since there is no evidence that there is no God, there remains a likelihood. So likelihood is our focus, likelihood. And so I'm interested in what God doesn't exist.
Okay, so there's a chance that God could exist, and that's your evidence for God.
Well, no, it's not evidence of anything. It's a question. What God doesn't exist?
Are you asking them what are they presupposing God to be?
Well, no, you have to answer. I mean, when you say God doesn't exist, I mean, Hinduism has 3,000 gods. Which God doesn't exist?
There's no evidence of any deities.
Oh, can you give us the guide that you give us the methodology that exposes the lack of evidence for X deity? Again, we're asking you which God doesn't exist. You've tested for and arrived at empirically that there is no whatever this X deity is. Which God is it that doesn't exist?
We have